A and B got married in 2018. It was only after the marriage that A discovered B's true colors. He refused to look for gainful employment and instead relied on A's salary for all his needs. Worse, he would entertain drinking sprees for his barkada day in and day out in their home. One time, he even asked A to dance for them while they drank. A consequently filed a petition for declaration of nullity of her marriage, with B on the ground of B's psychological incapacity. In his answer, B opposed the petition on the ground that since he was mentally healthy, he cannot be declared psychologically incapacitated. Is B's argument in accordance with prevailing jurisprudence? Reasons. B's argument that he cannot be declared psychologically incapacitated because he is mentally healthy is not in accordance with prevailing jurisprudence on psychological incapacity under Philippine law. The Supreme Court has repeatedly held that psychological incapacity is a legal, not strictly medical concept. Psychological incapacity is a legal, not strictly medical, concept that refers to a grave inability to comply with essential marital duties such as fidelity, support, and mutual respect. It does not require a diagnosis of mental illness, but rather manifested incapacity affecting the marital relationship. The absence of a formal psychiatric label or the respondent's protestations that he is mentally healthy does not automatically defeat a petition. What matters is whether the evidence shows a durable, juridically antecedent, personality structure manifested by clear acts of dysfunctionality that render the spouse unable to assume essential marital duties. The Supreme Court in Tan Undul v. Undul emphasized that expert, psychiatric testimony is helpful but not required, and the inquiry focuses on the durable personality structure and objective manifestations that show incapacity to perform marital obligations. In Tan Undul, the husband's drug use, emotional immaturity, irresponsibility, erratic behavior, and neglect were accepted by the court as part of the totality of evidence supporting psychological incapacity. The court has also recognized that drug addiction, habitual alcoholism, abandonment, persistent failure to support, and other conduct may be considered in assessing incapacity to comply with essential obligations. See also later cases where long absence, failure to support, and similar patterns were held significant. B's refusal to find gainful employment, reliance on A's income, frequent drinking sprees, and demanding A to dance before his friends are concrete manifestations of inability or unwillingness to fulfill marital obligations of support, respect, and mutual fidelity. These actions can constitute psychological incapacity even if B is mentally healthy in a clinical sense. Therefore, B's argument relying solely on the lack of mental illness or clinical incapacity is inconsistent with Philippine law and jurisprudence on psychological incapacity as ground for annulment.